They're like my favorite podcast to listen to.
Get a sound check.
All right.
Yeah!
You have you laughing all over this thing.
Dude, I love them.
Here we go! It's the Tryforce.
Guys, I finally reached one of my lifelong goals over the past week.
Oh, do tell.
I'm a homeowner.
What? Yeah, where? Where are you at? I mean, if you don't want to tell.
Island Fraldarius and Animal Crossing New Horizons. Thank you so much.
Oh, very nice. Congratulations. Very nice.
Thank you. Finally, I'm only in thousands and thousands of dollars of debt to a Tanuki, but it be that way sometimes.
You can keep the bells.
Rain.
You can keep the bells. You can keep your kneecaps. I'm Colton.
And we have some guests today for our lovely topic. And would you like to introduce yourselves?
All right, you go.
Hi, I'm... me?
Go for it. Yeah, you go first.
Okay. Hi, I'm Nicole Bello. Yeah, I love Animal Crossing.
Oh, no more bees!
Except for the bees.
Oh, God.
And we have a second guest, so introduce yourself.
My name's Angela. I'm actually Rain's fiance, and I love Animal Crossing. It's actually one of my childhood favorites.
Well, that's good, because once again, I will be a guest on my own fucking podcast, because I have never played an Animal Crossing game until New Horizons. I'm actually playing it right now. I just got fucked up by bees, and my face has never been uglier. And my friend Pierce here on the island told me to call him bro, but he won't give me the fucking recipe for some fucking medicine, you big blue bird bastard. Tell me something, please.
Listen, man, you think that's rough. Imagine being in original Animal Crossing where the villagers were really mean to you.
Why? Oh my God.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about that and more on this week's podcast, which we're talking about Animal Crossing, obviously, but in, our lovely ways. How was everyone's week?
Probably the same as all of yours. We're all quarantined. So,
yeah.
This is a crazy, crazy time in our lives, and you guys might notice the audio sounds a little different. We are actually doing this over Discord, and it's crazy that we can't really meet in the same room like we're used to, but we got to keep our distance. We got to social distance and just protect ourselves from this virus that's going around. And, that's just bananas. So that's how my week's been going. I've been literally looking at the same wall for 8 hours a day, and I stubbed my toe really hard on the edge of my desk, and my toe started bleeding, and I was almost excited because I saw a different color than gray. So that's
it really be that way sometimes.
So that's my
Nicole,
week.
how's your week?
Good. I've been trying to progress in the town in Animal Crossing because there's nothing really to do because of the quarantine except for maybe go to work. Yeah.
Angela, how's your week?
Quarantine. There's nothing to do. Everyone's been making jokes about the song that goes to the window, to the wall, and that's literally all you can do.
Oh my God. Yeah, I literally I went outside today and I walked down to my local 7-Eleven and it was incredible. I forgot that other people existed, and I was just I felt like I walked outside and I felt like that there's an old a drawing of this creature coming out of a cave, and it's just I opened my door and the sun hit my face and I'm like
I gotta be real, Colton, I have a story. I went out yesterday to do grocery shopping because we have a 24-hour mart by us.
Right.
So I went really late at night, and there was a guy across the street from me, so we are 6 feet apart, and he looks over at me and he calls out and he just goes, "Hey, this is weird, right?" Because, like, Angela and I live on a very, very, very busy street. Like,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
hundreds of bars and stuff, and, like, it's all closed. And, like, I was out at, like, 10 o'clock last night just looking around, and I'm like, this is weird. It's like, where are the zombies? Where are they coming from? Kind of, like, dead
Yeah.
outside.
It's very dystopian.
Not only that, but Corona rearranged does spell raccoon. So, yeah.
No.
So,
The X-Files theme just played in my mind.
speaking of raccoons, I owe $50,000 to one. Let's talk about Animal Crossing.
He's a tanuki, not a raccoon, but you really tried.
Oh, he looks like a raccoon. He's a brown raccoon.
Yeah. He's something. But yes, let's get into it. Let's talk about the wonderful world of Animal Crossing. In Japan, in April of 2001, they came out with a game called Dobutsu no Mori for the Nintendo 64, which is what we would call Animal Crossing. And not even a year later, in December, on my birthday actually, December 14th, they released Dobutsu no Mori Plus for the GameCube, which was the same game.
So wait, Animal Crossing came out for the N64 first?
Yes, but
Holy
only in
shit.
Japan.
That's awesome.
And then they remade it and added some features and ported it to the GameCube and then sent it over to America. And it was one of the most heavily translated series at the time because the American version added so many different like talk options. They didn't think that there was enough communication going on, and they didn't like some of the Japanese like original translations. So this game went through like a whole bunch of like different series of translations before it was approved for America.
Huh. I can
So,
only
like, it
imagine
took-
I imagine what the Japanese was like. You just go around and just yelling at everybody, just like, oh my god, some of those translations are fucking crazy. But that's awesome. I want to play that for the N64. I really think that would be great.
Yeah, it was wild from what I can see. Like they ended up having to like retranslate thousands of texts over and over again, and then had to create new holidays and items to be relatable because Japan's items were apparently too Japanese for America.
Yeah, I mean, we could see we see things like that with do you remember Katamari Damacy? Like we'll
Yes!
see like some of these fucking items that are in the game, like what could this possibly be? And like, you know, I totally understand that because a game like Animal Crossing is very dependent on the items that you pick up, and once you pick up an item, you need to have like a context of what it is, you know? But like if I was stuck wondering what I just picked up, like what the actual object is, let alone how I'm going to use it, you know, I could see where a lot of people would get turned off there.
Yeah,
I feel-
definitely.
I was gonna say, I feel like especially with the time period, like I feel like back in the early 2000s, people wouldn't appreciate those very Japanese objects as much as they might now.
Oh yeah, of course. It was still like we were still in the era of dubbed animes where they would change like do you remember in fucking Pokemon when they changed like a rice cake to a jelly donut for no reason? And I'm like, I don't fucking remember a jelly donut looking like this. So,
Yeah, the rice balls, the origini.
like I'm like, what fucking jelly donut looks like that? So that was a weird time. Very strange, but, you know, I get kind of why they did it.
So, Angela, I know that you played Animal Crossing growing up because I didn't. So, what game did you start with?
I started with the GameCube version.
Okay, and so since you played that, do you want to talk about it? Because I don't know anything about that version.
From what I can remember, I know that villagers were in fact rude to you. Not all of them. It was dependent on their personality type. So, like, let's say you got a snooty villager, they would actually be snooty, as opposed to now where everyone's just kind of nice to you by default.
Yeah, Tom Nook was surprisingly nice to me immediately. And I'm like, this is not the Tom Nook that everyone talks about on Twitter, is it?
Oh no, it
feel
is.
like he was nice, but I feel like he was. I don't know if I'm misremembering it or if it's correct, but
Like
I feel
corporate
like he
nice,
was-
where like he's nice
I
up
feel like
front.
he was a little more savage in the old games, but I could be wrong.
Well, isn't he like, he's basically like the CEO and president of everything, and he's just like, you can keep your bells or you can keep your kneecaps. Like, he's just a fucking like mafia boss in like the original one, as far as I remember.
I mean, either I'm remembering it incorrectly or I'm having some horrible childhood debt trauma.
Oh my god, it's all being projected onto fucking Animal Crossing for the GameCube. So yeah, no, it's really crazy to see how a lot of these characters just lasted throughout the series. So Angela, talk to me about the GameCube one, because I never played the GameCube one. A lot of my friends played the GameCube one growing up, and like I had a bunch of friends who were like super overzealous about Animal Crossing to the point where I was just like, all right, I don't want to hear about it anymore. And I just remember sitting here going, what the fuck is Animal Crossing? And like, I just didn't know why people were so obsessed with it. So what was the hype? What was the deal with it?
For me personally, I love games like that. My first video game was actually Harvest Moon. I can't remember
very
what
nice.
version it was. It was the one that was on the black and white Game Boy.
Oh, wow.
It might be called Pocket Monster or something like that, but I love games like that where it's just like a slow grind. You just kind of do your thing. You live your life. You vibe.
I like that. You know, it's kind of like, I know, knowing you for as long as I have, I know that like Minecraft and stuff like that are just like the best kind of games, just like open world builder kind of games.
That's exactly it.
And
I know, I mean, this game came out when I was like 8, so me and my brother were sharing a GameCube, and I used to come home from school, and we would have to fight over who was playing it first.
I feel that.
And we had to share our village, if I'm remembering correctly.
Literally put my head through a door to get to the GameCube so I could play Melee one time, so... That is not an exaggeration. So...
I have these, like, fond memories of, you know, before we all had, like, internet.
Yeah.
You would have your little guidebook that you got at GameStop.
Like the Nintendo Power.
Yeah, something like that. They had, like, the little Animal Crossing guidebook, and you would have to go in and look at all the fish, what season they came out in, like, all of the flowers, things like that.
Right.
Instead of going and being able to sit and Google it, you didn't have that. It was 2002.
Yeah. It is crazy that like a lot of these times you did have to literally consult the guidebook for a lot of these things. Like, it's crazy. You know?
I mean, on one hand, it's kind of cool that, like, back in the day you used to get to just experience things. So, like, nowadays, like, you get a bunch of spoilers, you know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and who's going to do it. I feel like back in the day it would be like, oh, I found this really cool thing, and then you would just have to pass it on to your little friends through word of mouth.
Yeah, but I that was kind of the beauty of it, and especially a game like Animal Crossing. You know, oh, I found this on my island. You know, like that must have been crazy. You know,
It was like the coolest thing.
Yeah, and like especially not knowing that it's a possibility. You know, like immediately. So have the Animal Crossing games basically been the same, like throughout their time? Like I know there was New Leaf on the 3DS.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that the only other Animal Crossing, or?
No,
there's
there
a couple
are
others.
a lot of other, not like, I won't say a lot, but there are definitely others.
There's
All right.
also
So you-
spin-offs too
Yeah.
to each game.
Tell me
So, like,
Tom Nook got his own fucking game.
No, but he
No,
deserves
no,
it.
no.
He deserves it. Adventure capitalist with Tom Nook.
Oh my god. Let him live. Let him live. He's vibing.
Hey, he's making it
But-
work, so.
After 2001's Animal Crossing and 2002 in America, the next one that came out was Wild World, which I know Angela didn't play it and I didn't play it.
Yeah, that one I haven't played.
But that came out for the Nintendo DS.
Oh, interesting. So we got
Yeah.
2 DS Animal Crossings. I feel like the DS was a really good system for Animal Crossing. You know?
Yeah, no, I agree. Because I played New Leaf and I really enjoyed it on the DS. I thought it was really like cute and like tiny and compact. And
Yeah,
I
the
feel like
only-
that works for Animal
Definitely.
Crossing.
The only thing I know about
They-
Animal Crossing New Leaf is the fucking Reggie Fils-A-Me meme where it's like, that's all for today. I'm going to go back and play Animal Crossing New Leaf on my Nintendo 3DS. So,
Oh my god. Me.
this is one of my favorite memes. Oh my god. But it seems like, you know, that this game kind of sparked this genre for a lot of people because these open world builders, I mean, obviously Harvest Moon was out before Animal Crossing, but I feel like Animal Crossing really paved the way for this kind of open world builder here in the United States.
Yeah, I mean, Animal Crossing also gives you something, you know, it, like I said in the beginning of this podcast, dude, I'm a homeowner. I'm never going to be able to do that in real life, but Animal Crossing is giving me things I've always wanted. The ability to own a home, pay off my loans. Like, am I ever going to do that in real life? Probably not, because the government sucks. But, you know, it's
Because
like,
they're all
gives you,
not,
like, these...
not as nice as Tom Nook. So,
It's true. Like, I can pay off my loan whenever I want. I could go to the beach, collect a bag full of shells, and sell those, and then use that money to pay off my loans. And that's valid for me.
I love that. I just caught my first fish, by the way, so I'm very, very happy. A
Yay!
freshwater
Woo!
goby, and it said time to go
Success.
bye-bye.
Wait, what is it?
It said time to go bye-bye, and I'm like, are we just killing this thing on screen? Like,
Bye.
let's go.
Look away! Look away!
But like, I do see the appeal of it. Like, I'm playing it right now. It's just, it's very turn your brain off and just relax.
Vibe.
You know, yeah, vibe is a great word. You know,
It's a game to vibe to.
it's just, it
And-
is really good.
I do feel like the games have all, like, as far as the ones that I've played, they've all improved upon each other, which I appreciate. Because there's a lot of games out there that, like, stagnate and they just kind of, like, repeat the same concept, but they don't actually add anything. I know that going from the GameCube version to New Leaf, you had, like, cool things like you could go do island tours,
Right.
which were really fun. Like, you can go to, like, an island, you would be able to catch, like, special big fish really easily, and if you went at nighttime, that's where you made all the money.
Yeah.
And now in this game, there are so many new features.
Yeah, you literally get an iPhone at the
unbelievable
beginning of the game from Tom Nook, and then he's just like, oh, by the way, that'll be 40,000 bells. I'm like, well, I didn't want this. So, like,
I didn't ask for your help.
I didn't ask for this. Oh, my God. Oh, good, I caught a rock.
No, you need
I got a
those. You need
rock.
those.
Oh, man, I caught one. Like, it swam up and bit my bait. Like, how did it do that? But,
Listen,
Don't
man-eating
question the
rock.
power.
The crafting concept is new for this game.
yes, I
Yeah.
really like it. I just crafted my fishing rod, obviously, but it
But
really,
still no medicine.
yeah, still no medicine. I'm still walking around with a puffy ass eye and just a very upset villager. But
Just put a
it's
band-aid on it.
it's fine. It's fine. That'll go away eventually. But it is a really fun experience. Like I am having a blast right now. Like I didn't think Animal Crossing would be the game for me. You know, I thought it was going to be too slow. I thought it was going to be like very you know, like it's very relaxing. I like it a
Well,
lot.
this is the thing with Animal Crossing, especially like these newer ones, is this isn't a game that you can like just like some people maybe can pick it up and play all day, but like for me it's okay, I pick it up in the morning before work. I you know, roam my village, get like hit my money rock and do all of that stuff, put it down, go to work, finish work, pick it back up. You know, it's like not an all day kind of game. It's like throughout the day you just kind of pick it up as you go, and then you know you can be like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go play Doom just came out, you know, let's learn that. I'm gonna go play Doom, or I'm gonna do what I do and go play more Fire Emblem.
Oh, I cannot wait to meet Isabel. because I have a headcanon that Isabel is currently just in the Doom universe, just mowing down demons. And then she's like, all right, back to work. And then that's when she shows up in the game. So
That was her vacation time.
like,
When
I'll
you see
accept
her,
your
you'll
headcanon.
feel that even more.
Honestly.
oh man.
Okay. I'm gonna hop back into the timeline real quick before we get super sidetracked.
Yes,
by the
let's
new
do
game.
that. Because I'm like, oh yeah, we should
So-
probably be talking about that.
Yeah. So Nicole, did you play Wild World?
No, my first one I had to say was New Leaf. My brother got the Isabel limited edition Nintendo 3DS that came with the game. So that was my
Okay.
real one.
All right. So then I have one more game to talk about before we can hop into New Leaf, which was in 2008 they released City Folk, which was a lot different than like the other two that had previously come out because the other two were very like nature and foresty. And then
Right.
this one was just like, in other countries it was known as Let's Go to the City, but it was City Folk. And it was the first game on the Wii system that utilized the Wii Speak. So it was an accessory that you could buy that allowed you to like do online talking
Oh, that's
to other people
crazy.
playing Animal Crossing.
That's awesome.
And then you can no longer use that, I guess. Well,
I
you
could
can't do
imagine.
anything. Well, you could use the Wii Speak, but the Wii Internet is no longer a thing.
Right.
No multiplayer City Folk for you.
Oh, it's terrible. You're just screaming to an empty city. Just, hey, kind of like now. Anyway.
They got us. I got boys. But after that, they released in 2012 Animal Crossing New Leaf, which was for the Nintendo 3DS.
Thanks, Reggie.
And that was my first Animal Crossing game.
Yeah, I looked up a few people playing that, and it looks a lot like New Horizons. You know, I feel like New Horizons basically just took New Leaf and made it better and streamlined a lot of the tedious stuff. You know?
Yeah. So
I feel
the
like
thing
they really listened to like feedback from people and added a lot of new things that are more, what's the word I'm looking for? Angela has lost her thought.
they took
Conducive.
a lot of the things. Maybe like they took a lot of the things that people like from New Leaf, like even from before New Leaf, they were listening to what people were like, oh, okay, I like this, but like maybe like I don't like this so much. Like they were taking everyone's feedback and adjusting the game as they went, and I really appreciated that.
And I feel like they're doing that with a lot of games nowadays. And you can feel it in Animal Crossing. Like you can feel the love that was put into this game. You know, it's so bright, it's so cheery, it's so smooth, and the dialogue is really cute. You know, like I
You
really
can tell that like the people who made it cared about what they were doing.
and not only that, but they had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
You know, like I love Timmy and Tommy. They are adorable. And like you can hear how much fun these people are having writing these lines. You know, and it's just I love all the variety of characters that are here. It's just God, I'm really loving this. Like I didn't think I was gonna like it as much.
I'm really glad you're enjoying it.
I
Like,
really didn't
honestly.
think I was gonna like it as much as I do.
And I like that everything is super customizable now, because that wasn't a thing in the past. Like your furniture just kind of was what it was and that's it. And now there's a bunch of items that you can customize with like special patterns that you make, like that.
Yeah, catch me trying to get that froggy chair. So-
You know they have to craft the froggy chair.
oh,
I love that. But, like,
that's it.
I remember starting up New Leaf, and I had never played an Animal Crossing game before, and like everyone being like, "Oh no, you're gonna love it, you're gonna love it," and I played that game every single day straight for like 2.5, 3 years.
Oh my God.
And then I stopped playing it last year, and I booted up my copy the other day.
You sent me this.
Yeah, all of my villagers were still there, and I was really shook. I was like, what? Huh? What do you mean you all didn't leave me? And I wanted to cry a little bit, because I was like, oh my god, all of my villagers stayed for me. They thought they knew I was going to come back.
But what's amazing is that, like, you're the mayor of the town in New Leaf. And,
Yes.
you know, like, the mayor just fucking disappears for years on end. And, like, suddenly just shows the fuck back up. I love that, like, this game does operate in real time, and they just know how long you've been away. Like, where the fuck have you been?
And they'll like actively tell you that you've disappointed them.
It's so funny. But I really, I mean, I feel like the operation in real time, it is a cool concept, but God, am I suffering for it right now. Like, it's a nightmare. Like, I'm just trying to find something to do in my fucking village, and there's nothing happening. Like, it's nighttime. Everyone. Like, there's more than 6 fucking people on the island. They're all they're all asleep, and I can't do anything. I'm trying to fucking get these Nook miles, and I'm having a hard time.
The gang's
See,
all
that's-
here.
Oh my god. That's one of the things I appreciated about New Leaf was after a while, you could kind of pick between 4 different things you wanted your like town to go in. So you can either get like, if you like woke up early, you could do early risers. So like all of your stores would open up earlier and all of your villagers would wake up earlier. So you had things to do at that time. Or, you know, you could do the late night one. So everything was open later and your villagers were up later. So like they really catered to people's play styles.
That's pretty cool.
With New Leaf.
Now, do they do that
Nicole-
with New Horizons?
Not that I've seen.
And if they do in the future, I have no idea.
Yeah, you know, like there's still like things being done with New Horizons. But Nicole, since New Leaf was your first game too in the series, what did you think about it?
I thought it was really cute. I liked, because I seen some of the art style or like the game style for like the earlier versions, and I like how it became a little bit more detailed. Like they weren't as flat in terms of like base structures for your avatars. But I also like the fact that you could, I know this is horrible, but like you could sometimes speed up time, but when you try to go back, that the villagers will like call you out on it. They'll be like,
Would they?
whoa! Because what happened was, I thought it would be funny to go forward in time to get some kind of event. I don't remember what. And I went backwards to the original time, and they're like, Tom Nook was just like, that's really weird, because, like, it was that time before.
He fucking
like-
got you.
I know, and I was just like,
He
well,
knows
I
what's
don't know. But I also just booted up my copy recently, and I had so many cockroaches in the house.
Yeah,
They were like everywhere.
that was another thing was with that game, one of the other things, if you didn't want to do early morning or late night, you could do the like beautiful town. So if you did that, no matter how long you were away from like your game, you didn't get cockroaches, you didn't get like your flowers wouldn't wilt. So I literally came back into my game. My house is the exact same as it was. There's no roaches. All my flowers that I spent hours breeding were still there.
Lucky
It was
you.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna be really honest. I did a lot of really, really shady, cheaty stuff in New Leaf to get where I got.
You gotta get to the top somehow.
There was a glitch in the online service where if
no.
someone came to your village and dropped an item on the floor, and when they went to leave, you disconnected as they like you would take a train to leave. So once they stepped on the train, if you would disconnect, the item would go back to their pocket, but stay on your island.
Oh,
So it was like a duplication.
no.
And And my friend Shika and I duplicated money.
Oh my
So
god.
they would come into my town, drop bags and bags and bags of 99, .999 bells, and then leave. And we'd turn off everything and turn it back on, and they'd have their money, and I would have their money. So I did a lot. I never did the time traveling stuff. Like, I know a lot of people who do the time travel thing so they can, like, get through, like, the game faster because, like you
Right.
said, Colton, it works on a real-time basis.
Yeah, and
So,
a lot of
like,
people ain't got that kind of time.
Yeah, so they'd
But
be
you
like,
can also
oh.
like break your game. Not
Yeah.
break it, but if you go too far, like if you time skip like a day, it might be okay. But if you time skip like weeks at a time,
4
like,
years,
lose
like,
villagers.
Pierce is dead from hunger.
A whole year.
Oh my
Yeah.
god! By the way, guys, I just got some medicine, so yeah.
Victory!
Guess who didn't fucking tell me how to make it? I had to buy it from fucking Tommy, but I'm fine now. So
At least you're fine now.
yeah, but only my spirit is wounded now. So
I can't believe he did you like that.
I cannot believe my bro. Pierce told me to call him bro.
He really did you
He
dirty.
did me.
Dishonor.
Bros don't do bros dirty like that.
Yeah. I want to talk about something I really enjoyed in New Leaf because I was really, really obsessed with that game for like years. Was the customization of like clothing and like making your own pathways and things like that. They did bring that into Horizon, which I appreciate. But I think I spent literal like months just designing clothes.
Yeah, that's going to be something that I do in New Horizons because I saw a lot of people on Twitter doing the clothes mods. I saw somebody do a full time skip Edelgard, Claude, and Dimitri, and I'm like, this is fucking amazing. Like, it's so cool.
I'm literally dressed as time skip Felix, so
Somehow that doesn't shock me. Call it a hunch.
No.
But
in New Leaf, I dressed my character up. I did the hair and everything as Yuna from Final Fantasy X.
oh, that's cool.
Okay.
And she is still dressed like that. I did not change.
Listen, if it works, it works. Yo, how do I catch a hermit crab?
Oh, you need a
You
butterfly
need
net.
Oh, the one thing I didn't buy. All right, cool. I got a slingshot,
You can
though.
make that.
I got a slingshot though.
I can just shoot it. But
Do either of you guys want to talk about anything that you guys really appreciated from New Leaf?
yeah, give us some stories.
I remember that in New Leaf, you could scan QR codes to get people's clothes from around the world. And
Yes.
I remember taking my phone and I was like, okay, let's find a cool new outfit or like a cool new like tapestry. And I was like getting so many ones from like Studio Ghibli. Like I got Kiki's bow and dress from
Oh,
Kiki's
that's so
delivery
cool.
service. And I was just like, oh my god, this is awesome. But I was just like, I am just a fraud. I'm not making this. My people in my town were just like, oh my god, you look amazing. And I'm just like, oh,
I'm a sham.
yeah.
It's
I
like,
think
well, you didn't have
Angela
to tell us.
definitely has a story.
Oh, are we going to talk about villagers we don't like?
I really think you need to talk about him. I feel like it's important.
Oh, no.
Okay, I'll talk about my shame. So, when you have like your town is all set up, you've gotten it to where you want it, it's beautiful, you have your favorite villagers in it, and then one moves in. One horrible, horrible villager moves in. And I got barreled. And barreled is hideous. He's just so I feel like I'm being too mean to barreled, but just like go on Google, look at barreled.
I'm gonna look at it now. Hold on. By the way,
Look
I
at
just
him.
caught a sea bass.
Nice.
Oh,
And I
you were gonna catch a lot of those.
I really enjoy the caption. I caught a sea bass. No way, it's at least a C+. I love
Those are
that.
like the best part.
Give that. There we go.
I picked up
Got it.
snail's tattoo.
All right. So what's the guy's name I'm looking up?
Barreled.
Barreled?
Like Harold with a B.
Barreled Animal Crossing.
Look at
Let's
him.
see. Fuck.
How do you think I felt?
Whoa.
And I don't know if it actually works, but what people used to tell you to do is that you would just bully your villager. So people used to tell you, like, barricade them into their house.
Oh
dig
my
holes all
lord.
over it sounds awful, and it is, but I did it.
Oh my
The
god.
truth is that apparently that doesn't actually get your villager out of your
So
town.
you're just
You just have
tormenting this fucker for no reason?
He tormented my eyes.
Oh my god. He
Got
can't
him.
help it. He can't help the way he looks.
Listen, I was young and foolish, but I did bully Barreled.
Oh my god.
He just wouldn't leave, like, no matter what I did. Apparently, you really just have to wait for them to want to move out naturally. He wouldn't leave. I was beating him with the net.
Morning, owl, Mayor, owl,
And I had,
morning.
like, 2 or 3 villagers offer to move out before Barreled.
Oh my god.
I finally got justice a couple nights ago when we booted up my old file. And at some point in my 1-year time skip of not playing Animal Crossing New Leaf, he left. He finally left. And I didn't even get to sit and experience it.
Oh my god. Oh my lord. That's so terrible. Poor fucking Barreled. I feel so
Poor
bad.
me. I do, honestly. I feel bad, like, now in retrospect. But, like, you know, when you're a teenager.
Yeah, I mean, like, but Jesus fuck, you were savage to him. Oh my.
Right, are you gonna talk about a villager you don't like?
I'm literally currently in New Horizon. I have a villager who I did not want on my island, but he was the first person to, like, show up in the tent, so you have to accept them onto your island. Like, you don't really have a choice.
Unless you're a star.
And he is the most idiot thing I have ever seen in my entire life.
Is it Barreled?
His name? No! Oh my god, no!
I would cry.
Oh my god. See, you know it's bad because, like, oh my god, I'm literally looking at him. I booted up my game. His name is Rodney, and he's
Rodney.
really fucking, I hate him. He's ugly. I barricaded him into his house and then went to play online today, and he got out of it. And I don't know how he got out of it because I built a fence, like a literal fence around him.
You two are
He's
fucking terrible to these people.
I have an aesthetic.
I pinky promise I've been nice to all of my new island folks, but I don't know what I would do if I got one I didn't like.
Oh my god.
What
right.
you're actually supposed to do is you're supposed to just ignore them, I think.
I'm gonna look up fucking Rodney in New Horizons.
I want you to look him up. I hate him. He doesn't vibe with any of the other villagers I have. Like, it's just one of those things where I'm like, I have all of these really cute, like, wolf villagers, and, like, I have my 2 sporty villagers, and it's, like, really all working out. And then he showed up, and I was like, no, I can't
Oh
have
my
this here.
lord.
Look at
Yeah,
his
do you
eyes.
see him? Do you see him?
He
And
looks
you
like
wonder why I'm doing this?
he looks like if Rattata watched too much like TV. Like it's
I feel like, do you guys remember Hamtaro?
Yes.
He's a Rattata Hamtaro.
Dude,
That's what
Oh
it is.
my god.
he's like a Hamtaro and the actually guy put together.
Yeah, so as you can now see, I don't want him here, and I'm being very mean to him because I want him to leave. Like, I
Oh
don't want him
my
here.
god.
Does this make us bad people? Probably.
It definitely
it
makes
bad
you
that I
bad
have to?
island representatives.
Imagine you move into an island and someone just starts beating the ever living shit out of you with a net.
Oh my god.
Especially because, like,
Awful.
you have to be nice to them at first. So it's like, yeah, here I am being really nice to you and being like, oh yeah, move on to my island, but I don't mean it. I don't want him here. And now he's like, yeah, I moved here. And I'm just like, la 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 la, fencing you in, beating you with my net, standing outside your house with my axe. I'm just like, leave. Go
Holy
away.
shit. I also love how I had to just craft a campfire. Like, isn't that just something you make? Like, you just drop the sticks. Like, just...
No, you have to craft it.
Only craft.
Oh
Only
my
crafts.
God. That's funny. All right, but wow, those poor bastards. Wow.
I feel kind of bad about it now.
You know you can push them? You could actually
Yeah, you
push
can
them in
just
the new
push
game.
them.
I have one person in my village named Plucky, and she's like the one sore thumb. And I'm just like, she's just like, oh, Firo! And I'm just like, run inside my house and stay there until she goes away.
Oh
This
my
is supposed to be a wholesome game, and yet.
Yeah, it's like I'm really like sitting here like, Jesus fuck, all of you are just terrible.
Oh, and you're like a saint.
I don't know yet, because I'm probably gonna come back like next week and be like, so there's this real fucker that I really don't like on this island, and like
You
all
won't understand until it happens to you.
You know what? I probably won't, and I reserve all judgment because I just started playing this game. But for now, I can ride the high horse. There's a spider in the tree. What do I do?
Oh, run away. He will bite you. He will come after you.
Wait,
All right.
the one in the tree, is it like just hanging there?
Yeah.
Oh, you
Oh,
can catch it.
yeah.
Oh, cool.
But Nicole is correct. The tarantulas will chase you and kill you.
So I've heard.
I fainted because I got attacked by the same tarantula twice.
Oh, I got a thing from a tree. What did I just get?
Is it a leaf?
A simple kettle. What the fuck was that doing in a tree?
Listen, I
that's
found
actually-
a boxing ring in a tree.
That might be a little noticeable from the outside there. A boxing ring?
Yeah, it was like a full-on boxing ring.
Ah, I love the Animal Crossing furniture store, Itria.
Stop!
Can I get one? Yeah, thank you. I'll be here all week. I actually will because I'm quarantined. So,
Be here all month.
yeah, for the foreseeable future. But yeah, so I'm really loving this. So let's talk about New Horizons. You know, let's talk about everyone's experience with that.
Did anyone see the shooting stars yesterday?
Not yesterday. I saw them like 3 nights ago, something like that.
Now, what do the shooting stars do?
Okay, so I don't know if you've met Blathers yet.
I have
He's
not.
the owl.
However, he is my Twitter banner, where it's just him with an absolutely insane look in his eye, and just the text box that says, I'm at my fucking limit." It's just such a mood. But like, I love Blathers. I haven't met him, but I love him. So
He's a good boy. Very British. So you meet his sister at night. And what happens is whenever she comes to visit, she'll give you a recipe that has to do with something with like the stars. So the first time I met her, I got a star wand. And then the second time, which was last night, she gave me like a constellation item, which was an Aries rocking chair. So she tells you to go to like a clear spot in your island and look up at the sky. And when you see a shooting star, you're not supposed to hold anything. Make sure you're not holding anything and press A and do this like a bunch of times. I did it between, midnight till like 3 o'clock in the morning. And by the time like I woke up in the afternoon, I collected a bunch of star pieces and you can make these items with them.
Huh. That's awesome.
It's really cool.
Yeah. And now I'm a magical girl because I have this wand that allows me to transform into whatever item, like outfit. So now I'm a magical girl trying to go to graduation.
You know, it be that way sometimes.
Oh my god. But I want to get I just now does for first time players, is there a way to get these Nook miles? Like, is there anything I can do before the fucking Nook miles? Oh, good. Taking the sting out, I just got 300 Nook miles for. Teary-eyed crybaby. Thank you for the achievement.
Very encouraging.
They're really getting you there.
Very, very good. I have to spend 5,000 bells. Let's see. Oh my god. DIY furniture.
The Nook Miles are a new mechanic,
Yeah, so I've heard.
but I mean, I really like it.
Let's see. Oh yeah, someone likes to hide furniture in trees. Shady shakedown. Very nice. Guess I'll just go shake a bunch of trees and see what fucking cupboards fall out. And just
Listen, I
Insane.
mean, like a skeleton.
as much as I love
You might
Pierce,
get money.
as
Sometimes
I
you get
did.
Sometimes you get money.
I got some bells.
Sometimes you get wasp.
Yep. Got that twice already. So
I was gonna be like, he knows about that one.
I do know about that one. That is not a foreign concept to me anymore. But I definitely know it was Pierce that's hiding all these fucking things in the trees. I love Pierce.
Yeah.
I love him to death, but he seems like the kind of guy who'd lob a fucking like a bureau into a tree. You just
I mean, like, it's part of his training.
It does. It is, and I understand. As somebody who trains ridiculously, I completely understand. Sometimes you just
Colton,
need to.
Are you throwing wardrobes into trees? Is there something?
All I'm
know?
saying is, if you're gonna park in my driveway, just be prepared. You know, like sign the waiver in the driveway. It's there for a reason.
Wait, are you gonna throw my car, or am I gonna get hit by a dresser? I need to know.
Sign the waiver, and you'll find out.
Porque no los dos. I have to say, like, I'm really, really enjoying New Horizons. Like, a lot.
It is a
Like,
very,
I
very
haven't
cute
touched-
game.
I actually really haven't touched, like, another game since this came out. And this was, like, one of the things where it was, like, my job had already, like, sent me home for quarantine when this game came out. And I was like, all right, not supposed to go outside. I left on my lunch to go get this game. Like, I was like, all right, it's lunchtime. I'm not supposed to be outside. Bye.
It's kind of like the perfect. I mean, this is gonna sound so shitty to say, but this is like the perfect time for this game to come out. You know,
For sure.
It's like you kind of almost get to experience being outside, and it's so fucking
Almost.
crazy. I'm listening to the words that are coming out of my mouth, but it's like it's true. Like I feel like I feel like I'm not missing a lot. You know, like I really love the
Now that outside is canceled.
yeah, like now that literally like it's like there was a comic of like the This Is Fine dog, but like it was this girl playing Animal Crossing. It's like, oh yeah, everything's so nice, and then in the real world it's just her that's like playing a Switch in her bed and the entire outside is on fire and there's plague doctors everywhere. Like
That's how it feels.
it really is. It's such a nice escape, you know. It's, in the words of Freddie Mercury, it's escape from reality. But like it is really, really nice, and it's adorable. It's adorable. I love this game.
I just want to be. I'm really excited at how dynamic your little island people, like your villagers, are.
Yeah, they are.
Like, I don't know. I might be. I'm not sure if I'm just not remembering, but I feel like they do a lot more than they did in previous games. So, like, if you have a jock villager, a lot of times they'll be out working out and, like, lifting weights. Sometimes they're sitting and hanging out together. I have Biscuit in my town. He threw an entire concert for Canberra for over an hour, and it was really cute.
Honestly, I'm like playing right now, and Sky just had this whole conversation with one of the OG villagers, Bob, and was just like, I really like weeding, it makes me happy. And I'm just like, Sky, you get it. You fucking get it, girl.
Now, if I leave a campfire in my tent unattended, will I burn my house down?
No, you're good.
No, you will be okay.
I just wanted to make sure. But this game it's great. You know, I'm just having so much fun.
And the more you progress, the more there is to do. So it's not like it stagnates and then like that's it. There's nothing. There's like you're getting new things, you're upgrading stores and getting more like furniture, more clothing to wear. There's the fish and like the fish and insects change like either monthly or like with the seasons. So there's always something new as well. You get the holidays to look forward to, which is really cool.
That's awesome. I actually am going to put this away for now because I have exhausted completely everything that I could do on this island because everyone's a fucking sleep. So I am going to put that on hold. But this game looks really fun and it shows a lot of promise. And, you know, for a game to be able to pull me away from Smash Brothers for more than 10 minutes, it's a feat in its own.
It's a miracle.
Yeah. It's...
You know what the other thing with like this game and New Leaf is you can invite your friends over to your island, and like in New Leaf you could do a lot more with your friends. In New Horizons you haven't really been able to do much with having people come. But like I remember in New Leaf being able to be like, hey Angela, come to my island, let's go do an island tour and play games. You know, and it's like, especially now during this quarantine time, you can be like, hey, everyone come to my village and let's just all, like, chill. And it's nice because I'm like, I can't see you guys, but come on over to Fraldarius. We're doing nothing but vibing.
Now,
Only good vibes here.
But that's still kind of fun. You know, it gives you the feeling of actually hanging out with your friends, which is kind of cool. You know, and you're right. It is just vibing, and I think that's really what we need right now.
Plus, the museum is gorgeous. Like, the design for the museum is beautiful.
Oh, yeah, I haven't even gotten that far yet.
When you get it, do yourself a favor and just take a nice walk, especially through, like, the fish area. It's beautiful.
I'm still grossly in debt to that fucking raccoon, so, like, we're just...
Well, that's gonna be forever.
Yeah.
The insect place is beautiful.
I don't know when you're not going to be in debt to like him.
Do you know who I really want on my island, by the way? I found my favorite villager, and he's not even on my island. Filbert.
I don't remember which one Filbert is.
He's the blue squirrel. He's self-aware. He's completely self-aware. I love him so much. Like, it's so fucking insane. Like, he's the only one that knows how ridiculous the game is. Like,
he's just absolutely shook.
Hold on. I gotta find it, because, like, it's so funny. Hang on.
Is any of this for real?
Yeah, hold on.
Or not.
Let's see, where is it? I gotta find his lines. Yeah, that's what he looks like. But I gotta get his lines. Oh, they're so fucking funny. All right, somebody talk. I'm not. This isn't fun. Let's
Did you guys see the YouTube influencer Beaver?
No.
Okay.
Oh wait, are you talking about the fish one?
Yeah, the fish guy.
Is it CJ?
Yeah, it's the guy who's just like
love him.
He's like an influencer. He says he's an influencer, and he's just like, I got bells in my pocket that are burning. Or I'm not saying the line correctly, but that is the gist. And he's just like, give me your fish because my viewers want fish, like different types of fish.
Can I give you a fun fact about CJ?
Sure.
CJ has a boyfriend. So Animal Crossing said gay rights. Thank you. And I
you
met
get
his boyfriend.
To meet said boyfriend.
His boyfriend was on my island yesterday. His name is Flick. He is a chameleon, and he does the exact opposite of CJ, and he collects bugs instead of fish. And he made me a really, really cool snail statue.
He just visited my island today. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, I love him. Flick is probably my favorite, like, new, like, villager, visitor?
Can we talk about how cute the turnip lady is in this game in particular?
I have not met
She's
her
really
yet.
cute.
I know that in the older games you had, I think it was Joan, if I'm remembering
That's her
correctly.
grandmother.
Yeah, and then you have this little cute baby boar selling you turnips now, and it's adorable, and I'm super here for it.
I'm going to take the topic off of the new game just to talk about the spin-off games that came out really quick.
Yeah, let's do that.
While Colton is still doing what he has to do.
Yeah, I couldn't find it,
But-
so I'm just a fucking whatever. But Phil
I know
Burke
what
is
you're
amazing.
talking about.
Yeah,
He
he's
deleted
great.
his lines.
He's great.
He's self-aware. But in 2015, we got 2 spin-off games for Animal Crossing. We got Happy Home Designer and Amiibo Festival, and I don't know anything about either of them except for everybody hated Amiibo Festival.
Yeah, I heard about that. There was also an Animal Crossing. Was that the phone game?
No, that
there
was
is a phone
Pocket
game.
Camp.
Yeah, Pocket Camp is the only one I kind of like tried for a second, and I was like, this is just fucking. What's the one for the Me game? Was it
Miitomo?
This is just Miitomo for Animal Crossing, and I'm just like, no, I'm good. So, like, it's.
Sorry.
No. I'm just like, I was like, it's just, it wasn't, there wasn't a lot of
your
replay.
vibe.
Yeah, it just wasn't my vibe. But for some reason, this is my vibe.
I had a lot of friends who were really into it, but as a big Animal Crossing stan, I could not get into it.
But what's really weird is that like I wasn't a huge Fire Emblem stan until I played Fire Emblem Heroes. So like I got into Fire Emblem through the phone game, and I just couldn't get into Animal Crossing through the phone game. But I got into it by just gambling $65 on a game I might not like. So it's like
Well, that's the thing. With the phone game, they took for Animal Crossing, they took something from New Leaf, which was the campgrounds, which was pretty new, and they kind of were like, oh, okay, we're going to make a phone game based solely on this one kind of like part of the game. And I think that's kind of where like a lot of like really big Animal Crossing fans were kind of like, what do you mean? Like, what is this? Because it wasn't your normal Animal Crossing game.
It was cute, and then I just couldn't get beyond it's cute.
yeah, I feel like that's kind of what they were going for. They were kind of just, hoping the crazy Animal Crossing fans, like the really hard Animal Crossing fans, were just gonna completely supply this game all of its money.
I mean, I have a lot of friends that play it, and like they'll swear by it. They'll tell me it's great, but it's just like I played it for a couple of weeks, and then I was like, I really don't see the appeal.
Right,
And I
it's
still
just
don't.
it's not the worst game I've ever played, but like it's just it doesn't keep me,
Yeah. But Nicole, you played one of the spin-off games, right?
Yes, I did. I played the Happy Home Designer. It was
Tell me
like
about it.
it was okay. It basically is like instead of you becoming a mayor, you are a real estate agent working for like this Tom Nook, obviously, company where you try to get people like styles into the homes that they're purchasing. And I don't know, it wasn't like the greatest because it kind of feels like it lost its like cute kind of touch, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you were just designing the interior of the home, but other people's homes, not your homes. But like you
So,
can
like,
like
this is the game for somebody who's sitting there like, I wonder what it's like to work for Tom Nook. Like,
yeah, and you get a uniform.
Oh my god! So it's like I wonder what it's like to be in the Animal Crossing world without any of the fun of the Animal Crossing world.
Yeah, kind of.
Oh,
Like,
my
I'm sure
God.
people did like it. Most of my friends actually didn't like it, and that wasn't one that I played either, so.
Yeah, it got mixed reviews. It's like 50-50. You either love it or you hate it. But I remember you could design or like you could improve like your little plaza that your building was in. Like I got a school and a hospital in my plaza.
That's
as well
actually
as,
kind of cool.
yeah, but I was just like, I'm just going to design the interior of like these buildings. It's not going to be as interactive as in the other game, you know? Like, I'm not going to go fishing. I'm not going to go catching bugs. I'm not going to go chopping down trees. You know what I mean? It's more of like, this is a job.
You know, and you know what's insane about that?
What?
Like, anybody who is super into, it's Happy Home Design, right?
It's Happy Home Designer.
Yeah. So, like, anyone who is super into Happy Home Designer could just fucking go and get a job as an interior designer and probably get get the same experience, but you get fucking paid. Like, you just go be an interior decorator. Like, that's what's deeply insane about that concept to me.
I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like the fun of this game for me really is like, I love interacting with all of my little villagers.
Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna, that's why I don't get about the actual simulator games, you know, like Train Simulator and Plane Simulator.
Oh, I can't.
Just go fucking be that. You know, that is available in real life.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
Go be a plane.
Go be a plane.
Meow.
Live your best life. Finally. No, I mean, like, I get the appeal of those games. Like, I get the appeal of a simulator game, kind of, where it's like, all right, you can try it out. You can see if you kind of like doing those things. But, you know, instead of spending thousands and thousands of dollars on, you know, going to a school for it, you're spending $45 to $60 on a game. And if you hate it, then it's like, all right, I'm only out $60 as opposed to being out whatever the cost of tuition is for a school like that nowadays.
Right. I mean, I kind of get that, but at the same time, it's just, I don't know. I've always been under the interpretation that you play video games to do things that you can't do in real life. That's why, for the life of me, I cannot understand sports games. You know, like, just go fucking play soccer.
I'm with you on that one. I actually do. Like, I like life simulators. Like, I mean, I guess technically this would be, like, I know, like, Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing probably does. It's a life simulator to some extent, I believe.
Yeah, but it's not fucking one-to-one scale. Like, it's just...
But I would rather die than play a sport game.
Yeah, it's just like, this is a life simulator, but it's very clearly a fantasy world. It's, you know, whereas Madden or NHL or all that, it's just the fucking sport. Go outside.
We can't. We're in quarantine.
Well, obviously not now. This would be the only acceptable time to play those games. So, like, it is government mandated to stay inside. But, like, I don't get it. You know what I mean?
I mean, to each their own, but I also could not play a sports game.
Yeah, but I think that'll do it for our Animal Crossing episode. You know, I can't wait to explore this game more.
I just really want to take a moment to talk about favorite villagers.
Yes. Well, I already said Filbert. Filbert's my my tiny squeaky blue boy, and I love him. And although I will say, both of my favorite villagers are blue. It's Filbert and Pierce. I love Pierce. I love him. He's a good boy. He's a 10 out of 10. So just love him. He's just this big brolic eagle, and I'm so down.
Beefy boy.
He is such a beefy boy. And like the second I talk to him, he's like, "You're gonna help me build my house, bro." He's like, "I'm gonna help you out too, bro." And I'm like, "Bro," and he's like, "Bro."
He's not my favorite villager, but I wasn't expecting in New Horizons to like Buck as much as I do. But there's just something really charming about him. He says partner, which I think is really cute.
Oh yeah, it's like
He comes out in his tracksuit and his like fancy shades, like lifting weights on the beach. I'm like, you know what? I get you, Buck.
Buck
He
is a
knows
whole
what he's
mood.
about, and I appreciate that.
That's are we
feel
gonna
like-
pretend that that's not gonna be me in 40 years? Like it's just
Literally, yeah.
me in a tracksuit on the beach all the time, just lifting weights.
One of his lines is like when he's sitting under the tree, he's like, I heard this sitting position works your core muscles. And I'm like, all right, Buck, you know, whatever you got to do to justify sitting.
Yeah, I'm looking at my chair that is completely broken and bent over. Like, I'm sure this strengthens my core somehow. So, like,
I mean, I feel like my favorites of all time top tier would probably be Agnes, which is a cute little black and white pig, and Octavian, who is an octopus.
oh, love me an octopus.
I love him. Plus, his name is Octavian. Like, come on.
Oh yeah, it's great.
And then, surprisingly, I wasn't expecting to have a new favorite, but I got Raymond as my first campsite villager, and I love him. I would die for Raymond.
I also do. I also met KK Slider, or like he does that little intro, and
Your turn.
I love KK Slider very, very much. Like, it did not take a lot for me to like him. So,
He's fantastic.
That's valid.
He's so good.
like, he just told me to live your life, Daddy-O, and I'm like, I'm there. I'm there. I'm there. Just 1990s hippie guy. I'm in. I'm in.
Colton already like, yeah, I'll live my life.
Absolutely.
Nicole, who are your favorites?
In the new game, it is Kevin, who is like an orange pig in like a Japanese style like schoolboy outfit, and he's like all about into like lifting weights, and he's just like he'll sit down on a tree and he'll be like, "Oh, you wanted to sit here? I would get up, but I can't from all that running I did." And then he says, "Wee!" Because he's a pig, and pigs go wee.
Oh, that's cute.
Duly noted.
I just like that his name is Kevin.
like a lot of these names are all just like puns, or just like they all fit. And they're just fucking Kevin. Like, it's just-
Listen, don't hate on Kevin.
Talking Kevin.
I am absolutely
He
shit
gave me
talking
medicine.
Kevin.
He gave me life-saving medicine.
Oh, you
and
know
a
who
recipe.
didn't? I'm looking at you, fucking Pierce. I'm not letting that go. I had to buy it from this from this kid. This child should not be performing psychiatric services for me, but it's fine.
He's
I feel
raised
like
by Tom
Colton-
Nook.
Oh,
I feel
my-
like Colton would love ketchup. She's so cute. Please look her up.
all right, I'll take a look. Hang on. Like, I should
ketchup.
not be. I should not be getting drugs from a fucking 5-year-old pharmacist. Let's
have
see. Ketchup. Animal Crossing. Let's see.
Just look at her.
I love her. She's adorable. She's
thought
just
you
a
would.
tomato duck. Like, I'm so down. I'm so down.
Also,
I
there's
know
one
that-
other person.
No, go for it. Sorry for interrupting.
No, there's one person in my village that I want Colton to meet so bad. His name is Al. He's a gorilla
Oh,
who
I'm in.
loves pears, not bananas. He loves pears. Like all his furniture is related to pears.
Honestly,
And
that's a whole mood. Like, that's.
I
out here
actually
like,
love
that's
Al. I genuinely love Al. Like, a lot of people don't like him, and I'm like, why? Look at him.
I just caught a
No.
fucking tire.
Yeah, it'll be that
Ooh,
way.
you could turn that into a tire toy. You could put that outside.
Oh, I just saw that. I got an idea for a DIY project. These inanimate objects need to stop swimming to my hook. Like, it's really.
Listen, I found 2 boots in the river, and they turned into reusable boots.
You know it'd be that way.
I know that Rain 100% has favorite villagers.
I do. I really do. I play favorites.
All right, let's hear your
My
favorites.
favorite villager of all time, and I call her the
Clearly-
demon rabbit.
Clearly not the fucking hamster.
Rodney, fuck Rodney.
Clearly not Rodney.
No, it's not. But I call her the demon rabbit. She's a white rabbit with piercing red eyes, and her name is Ruby. And she was one of my villagers in New Leaf, and I really hope that she is in New Horizons because I love her with my entire heart. And I also really love Truffles. Truffles is a pig, and I love Pig, but she is a pop star, and she will not wait or hesitate a moment to tell you throughout her day that she is thinking about two things: being a pop star, and that stars have traveled millions of years or whatever to come be here, and that she loves space. So she's really important to my soul.
I love that. That is adorable.
That's so cute.
And I have two wolves who I really enjoy.
Now, when do you start getting
Guys.
more villagers in New Horizons?
You will unlock something called a Nook Miles ticket, and you can take an airplane to a mystery island, and as long as you have houses available, so you'll start plotting land for houses, you can get villagers that way.
Huh. That's awesome.
Yeah,
And
so
your campsite in the future too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. All right,
But,
so
you
I'm going
know,
to make that tire
I hope
toy.
you don't get Rodney.
What if
Or
I get
fucking
Rodney?
barreled.
Barreled.
I
Okay,
had
Barreled is in New Horizons.
genuine trauma from Barreled because I tried so hard to get him to leave and he just wouldn't go.
Just keep pushing him until he goes away. Right into the ocean.
For
Oh
months.
my god,
For months
I
I
cannot
tried.
believe you fucking assaulted Barreled.
I was the mayor.
Oh,
Good
I think that
out,
actually
morning
makes
out,
it worse.
there.
What an abuse of
that
power.
does make it worse.
That makes it so much worse.
Complete abuse of power.
All right, I think we're at time
Yeah.
for this podcast, right? Thank you guys so much for coming on today.
It was really great to have you both.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, really, thank you. It was awesome.
Now, that's all for today. I'm back to go playing Animal Crossing New Horizons on my Nintendo Switch.
Oh, thank you, Reggie.
I was trying so hard to hold in my wheeze laugh. I couldn't do it.
Oh my god.
Get out of here.
All right, I'm out of here. Thanks so much. Let's give our social medias and whatnot before we do that so that people can find us. Rain, you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first this time. So, I'm your host, Rain. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Oh No It's Rain. Colton.
You can find me on Twitter at CTrainMedia.
You can find me on Twitter at MatchaFrap.
You can't find me. I'm nowhere.
All right. Damn. All right.
And if you want to follow this podcast on anything, we are on Twitter at the Tryforce _. We are on Twitch where we do live streams at the Tryforce _. Whoever is the owner of the Tryforce, it has been 9 years. Please give it to us. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, we are just the Tryforce, the one place that we have it.
All right. Well, we'll get it eventually. We're going to do it. So.
One of these days. Thank you guys so much for listening to tonight's podcast, and we will catch you all next week.
Thank you. Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening.